Right there. Come on, baby.
50s to see her blending her brand with her partner's brand. We have never seen her do that. Are now just at the highest point that they can be. I mean, I'm
Taylor Swift! Is Taylor Swift engaged? Headlines scream, tabloids spin timelines, and the internet becomes a courtroom where every ring, every smile, and every lyric is treated like evidence. For most, an engagement is a private promise. For Taylor, it is a public spectacle. An arena where fans, critics, and media clash in a frenzy of speculation. Since her teenage years, her love life has been dissected, mocked, and commodified until it no longer resembled intimacy, but a product to be sold. The dark truth is that in Taylor's world, love has never been allowed to simply be love. It is repackaged as scandal, monetized as headlines, and wielded as a weapon by both supporters and enemies. If this engagement is real, is it the fairy tale ending she deserves? Or just the spark that ignites another storm, one that could consume her life and career all over again? Taylor Swift was never given the luxury of anonymity. Born in Pennsylvania, raised in Nashville, she entered the spotlight as a teenager with a guitar in her hands and lyrics that cut straight to the heart. From the beginning, she wasn't just a singer, she was a story. Her rise in country music was carefully documented, every award framed as proof of a prodigy, every heartbreak folded into a song. And as her career climbed, so did the scrutiny. By her late teens, Taylor had become both a global star and a tabloid obsession. Her dating life was cataloged with the same detail as her discography. Each boyfriend became a headline, each breakup a punchline. She was mocked on talk shows, parodied in sketches, reduced to a caricature of a serial dater. What the world dismissed as gossip was in fact the early construction of a cage, where her identity as a young woman was inseparable from the men she was linked to. But Swift was no passive figure in this narrative. With every album, she reclaimed control, turning pain into power and ridicule into art. Red captured heartbreak. 1989 reinvented her as a pop titan. Reputation transformed scandal into spectacle, and Lover promised color and hope after storms. Yet, the cycle repeated. Media tore her down, then celebrated her comeback, only to tear her down again. In the background, her battles with the music industry revealed another layer of darkness. The feud with Braun over her master recordings wasn't just a business dispute. It was a fight for ownership of her own voice. In re-recording her albums, she wasn't just making music, she was demanding autonomy in a system built to deny it. Now, with engagement rumors swirling, the same machinery spins again. The engagement isn't just a personal milestone, it's another storyline for the public to consume. For her fans, it's a fairy tale. For tabloids, it's ammunition. For critics, it's another chance to question her authenticity. And for Taylor Swift, it may be the clearest reminder yet. In her life, nothing is truly private. This is the world Taylor Swift inhabits, a place where every love story becomes a headline, every victory a controversy, and every silence an invitation for speculation. It's a stage she never leaves, even when the music stops. Narrative: Taylor Swift's rise was the kind of story Hollywood dreams about. A teenager with a guitar breaking into country music, crossing over to pop, and then ascending to global superstardom. Her songs weren't just catchy, they were confessional, emotional maps that millions of listeners could see themselves in. From Fearless to 1989, she became the voice of a generation that believed love and heartbreak could be sung like diary entries. But as her career soared, the backlash hit harder. By the time she was in her early 20s, late-night hosts and magazines had already branded her as a punchline. Instead of celebrating her songwriting, the narrative reduced her to the girl who dates too much. It wasn't just sexism, it was character assassination disguised as humor. Swift was mocked for the same vulnerability that made her art resonate, and each relationship became less of a personal journey and more of a public trial. The fall reached a dramatic climax in 2016. The infamous phone call with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, leaked to the world, painted her as a liar and a manipulator. Taylor Swift is over, trended worldwide. For a moment, it looked like the cage had finally closed and that her career might not recover. Reputation was in ruins, or so it seemed. But Swift responded the only way she knew how, with music. Reputation turned her downfall into an act of defiance, leaning into the snake imagery her haters had used against her. What should have been an ending became a reinvention. She emerged again with Lover, Folklore, and Evermore, proving she could shift styles, control narratives, and outlast scandals. Yet, even in triumph, the cycle persisted. Her master's dispute with Scooter Braun revealed that even the most powerful female artist in the world could be denied ownership of her own work. And while her re-recordings won her praise and control, they also underscored the darker reality. Fame had given her everything and taken just as much away. Now, with whispers of engagement filling headlines, it feels like déjà vu. Instead of allowing her a private milestone, the world prepares for another round of commentary, speculation, and judgment. The rise and fall isn't over, it's a loop. Love, success, scandal, comeback. Again and again. For Taylor Swift, the story has never just been about music. It's been about survival in an industry and a culture that refuses to let her be just a woman in love. Every engagement ring is a spotlight. Every promise is a performance, and every chapter in her life becomes another stage she never asked for, but can never escape. The darkest truth about Taylor Swift's story is that love, for her, has never belonged only to her. Each relationship is dissected, repackaged, and sold as content. Every smile becomes a headline, every breakup a meme, and now, even the possibility of engagement has turned into a global spectacle. What should be intimate has become an economy, feeding tabloids, driving streams, and fueling endless debates. This isn't just celebrity gossip, it's cultural obsession. Taylor's life has been treated like a serialized drama, where fans, critics, and strangers cast themselves as judges of her every choice. The cycle is relentless. Write a song about heartbreak, be accused of oversharing. Keep silent, be accused of hiding something. And if she dares to fall in love, the countdown begins until the world demands to see how it ends. Her feud with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian showed how quickly public perception can be weaponized, reducing her to a villain overnight. The Masters' dispute with Scooter Braun exposed how even the most powerful women in music can be stripped of ownership. Now, engagement rumors ignite the same firestorm. Is it real, staged, strategic, or simply human? The question isn't asked with curiosity, it's asked like an accusation. Behind the stadium tours and carefully crafted eras lies a haunting reality. Taylor Swift's personal life has been consumed by fame to the point where she no longer gets to define what love means for herself. The engagement ring, whether real or imagined, isn't just a symbol of commitment, it's a trigger for another storm of analysis and criticism. The emotional toll of living this way is immeasurable. For Taylor, privacy is not a right, but a battlefield. Each attempt to reclaim her story, whether through songwriting, re-recordings, or carefully controlled appearances, is both a victory and a reminder of how much has already been taken. Fame has given her the power to move millions, but it has stolen the one thing she cannot buy back: the ability to love without the world watching. This is the dark truth. In Taylor Swift's world, love is never innocent. It is spectacle, it is scandal, it is strategy, and it may always be just another verse in the endless song of her career. We believe Taylor Swift's story reveals more about us than it does about her. Her career proves how fame can strip away the most basic human experience, the right to love in peace. When the rumor of an engagement sparks international headlines, it's not just news, it's evidence of a culture addicted to consuming women's private lives as entertainment. For years, Taylor has been forced into a paradox. If she writes songs about love and heartbreak, she's mocked for oversharing. If she guards her privacy, she's accused of being manipulative or hiding something. If she finds happiness, it becomes a spectacle. If she stumbles, it becomes a scandal. There is no outcome that leaves her untouched because the game rigged from the beginning. Her life was never hers alone once she entered the spotlight. Yes, she has mastered survival. She has flipped narratives and has reclaimed her masters and built eras that fans cherish. But the cost is clear. She is constantly forced to anticipate the next headline, to prepare the next move, to turn even her most personal milestones into part of the machine. Engagement should be about intimacy, not branding. Yet in Taylor's world, it is instantly monetized, dissected, and weaponized. And the uncomfortable truth is this: we, the audience, are part of the cycle. Every click, every share, every theory sustains the industry that profits from her vulnerability. We can't condemn the tabloids without recognizing that our curiosity keeps them alive. So what are we really asking when we demand to know if Taylor Swift is engaged? Are we celebrating her happiness? Or are we hungry for the next chapter in a soap opera we've convinced ourselves we own? At the end of the day, Taylor's engagement, real or rumored, forces us to confront a larger question. Will the world ever allow her to simply live? Or is every ring, every lyric, and every love destined to become another battlefield in the war between privacy and fame? Long before stadium tours and tabloid wars, Taylor Swift was a teenage girl in Nashville, writing songs in her bedroom about heartbreaks that felt monumental and moments that felt eternal. Those early tracks carried an innocence, an earnestness that made fans believe they were growing up alongside her. To many, she wasn't just a singer, she was a friend who put their own emotions into words. Now, she stands as one of the most powerful artists on the planet. Her albums define cultural eras, her tours break records, and her voice commands an empire. Yet the irony is impossible to ignore. The bigger she became, the smaller her private world grew. What once was a diary is now a spectacle. What should have been a personal milestone and engagement has become a global obsession. But nostalgia lingers. Fans still remember the girl in cowboy boots singing about Tim McGraw. They remember the fearless teenager daring to take on an industry that underestimated her. They remember how each album marked not just her growth, but theirs too. That's the Taylor Swift they fell in love with, the storyteller who turned her own scars into songs that healed millions. And maybe that's why the fascination never ends. To the world, her engagement is a headline. To her, it might be a promise of peace. But whether fairy tale or firestorm, the truth is the same. Taylor Swift will never live only for herself, because she has become a mirror for the dreams, fears, and obsessions of everyone watching. Some stories were never meant to be known, but now, you know,